Macro outrage versus micro outrage. While driving past the tragic wall in Israel-Palestine, I first started thinking about macro outrage versus micro outrage. In many ways, it is easier to be angry with major world issues than with the challenges of our friends and neighbors. But if we focus our efforts on local challenges, ones where our efforts can truly make a difference, we may find that the big problems over time resolve themselves. Linda Burton, then president of the largest women's organization in the world, shared the story of a remarkable daughter of God, who led a Herculean effort to gather supplies for refugees, including driving the truck from London to Kosovo. On her journey home, she received an unmistakable spiritual impression that sank deep into her heart. The impression was this: what you have done is a very good thing. Now go home, walk across the street, and serve your neighbor. Some of the smallest acts of service to the closest neighbors can have an exponential effect in their lives. I listened to a man tearfully recall a night when his family was in desperate need. He responded to a knock at his door to find a well-known and prominent man who handed him a very generous personal check. "I feel like you might need this," he said, and then turned out into the night. He could not find words to express his gratitude for the unheralded generosity from such a well-known figure. After the tragic death of a friend I will call Ben, a mutual friend told me about a day he was out of town and his basement flooded. "I don't call Ben," he told his distraught wife. Ben came running. Our friend told me tearfully about the hours and effort Ben spent cleaning the basement. I cannot adequately express the effect Ben's effort had on this family, but I know it was a turning point in their lives towards some amazing changes. With these examples, I have tried to apply this micro-activism in my life, and I have been shocked at the results. I share these not to brag, but to share how easy it is to have a lasting effect on the lives around us. I met a man who is now a great friend. He was struggling with his startup business because he was legally cut off from his supplier. He had an amazing design talent and eager customers. "So all you need is a factory in China. I can help with that." It turned out that the thing he saw as an insurmountable wall was something I knew how to deal with. I spent a few evenings on Alibaba and set up a few Skype calls. Then I passed the baton. Later, my friend tearfully thanked me, saying that nobody had ever helped him so much. I was slightly embarrassed because it didn't take me much effort. Something you find simple to address may be the biggest hurdle to someone else. It doesn't take much effort to throw a lifesaver to a drowning man, but he will thank you profusely. Once we were blessed by a lucrative real estate transaction at a time of great uncertainty. As I prayed to thank God for financial security, a friend came to my mind. I knew he was struggling with family and work, and money was a constant problem that made the other struggles worse. I knew it would embarrass him, but I knew God wanted me to help him. So I wrote a check and waited through the embarrassing moment. Because I have been given much. We're all blessed with something we can share. Time, talents, means, friends. Who needs what you have? A black friend told me about a time when he was harassed by police. It was eating away at him, but he had done nothing about it. By chance, I knew the chief of police in a nearby town. So I called him because it bothered me that my friend would be afraid of the police. That chief had me on the phone with the other chief immediately. I learned a lot from those conversations, primarily that both chiefs were anxious to address the issue. We made plans to meet and review the body cam footage. My friend was shocked when I told him. He didn't think that was an option. In the current crisis, how can we bridge the gap between willing police leaders and wary citizens? How about your story? It is easy to be outraged by the injustice in the world. There is so much of it after all. But let's all commit to be better with the micro outrage. What you have done is a very good thing. Now go home, walk across the street, and serve your neighbor.